when the mononuclear infiltrates. What do we mean by mononuclear? One nuclear. Polymorphonuclear is the neutrophil. So neutrophil is very rare, except in alcoholic. Alcoholic, the neutrophils are born. But here, the predominant is the mononuclear cells, because T-cell mediated immunity is involved. T cells, such a toxic. The T cells. This is the point again, which is this thing. Plasma cell infiltrate, they are seen chiefly autoimmune. They have a lot of antibodies for the detection of autoimmune hepatitis as well. Hepatitis A virus and autoimmune. So you have to remember these two conditions, plasma cells are more.
So why it's specific?
It is specific. I don't know the reason, but it is specific. Okay. That's all you find, but these are more specific.
HIV,
As well as HIV, hepatitis A virus, hepatitis A virus, HIV, HBV, HCV, HDV. Now this is a schematic representation. You have central vein and portal tract. The mononuclear infiltrate is scattered, few cells. Here, the normal side of the hepatocyte now becoming big, ballooning degeneration. It is shrunken, that is the apostles. 2 modes of cell. Okay. This is the reversible change, cholestasis. This is how it manifests. Dilatation of the biliary canaliculi, abutting the rings of the plasma membranes of the abutting hepatocytes. Okay. And you have fatty chain also, you can come fatty droplet anywhere you may find. Okay. And macrophages, they are going to end up this cells, apoptotic and another necrotic cells. What is the difference between acute and chronic? What we are saying, macrophage aggregate is also there, apoptosis is also there. The fourth, there is dense mononuclear infiltration in the portal tract. This is the difference. And you find bridging necrosis and fibrosis. Because if the injury is continuous, anywhere chronic inflammation leads to fibrosis. So that is the fibrosis. One more important point is, we talked about regeneration of the hepatocyte, existing hepatocytes. When their finite lifespan is finished, then in the form of cellular reaction, the stem cells start taking part. The cellular reaction is because of the stem cells. Because of the stem cells. They are very much seen in very late stages of chronic hepatitis. They are seen in very late stages of chronic hepatitis.
Yes. In the first picture of acute hepatitis, we said that there is a cholestasis.
Yeah.
Why some patient sometimes occupied by 10% by jaundice? There is a cholestasis.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. They said sometimes in the hepatitis patient, there is 10% the patient will complain from jaundice. Why there is jaundice when we said there is a cholestasis? Cholestasis means decrease the production of bile or obstruction of the canal.
No, obstruction of the canal.
Obstruction. Yes.
Obstruction will lead to backflow, regurgitation into the blood, leading to hyperbilirubinemia. That is the jaundice you had a seminar.
Yes. But how it goes to the sclera, for example?
It goes into the blood. From the blood, this sclera is having, this elastic tissue is having high affinity, very high affinity. So it is like a very beautiful girl for the bile pigments.
My boy, doctor, not secreted out from gallbladder. In this case, when there is obstruction.
No, gallbladder is once. I will complete. That is about, we are talking about cholestatic jaundice. Once I finish this, I will come back. Just rewind. I'll finish this and come back. So now there is lot of inflammation, chronic inflammation, lot of inflammation. There is fibrosis. So here also there is portal fibrosis, bridging fibrosis, portal fibrosis. Okay. And what do you mean by interface hepatitis? Interface. You know, interface means, suppose if you have, maybe a time will come, not now. I cannot say. Where, as in other countries, modern countries, both females and males will be sitting. Okay. So the one which are closing to now suppose this portion is female and this is male. So this is the interface. This is the interface. So this is the same interface here between the portal tract and the cells which are abutting the portal tract is called as interface. The cells which are close to the portal tract. If there is inflammation of these cells, this is called as interface hepatitis. The cells close to the portal tract, so that is called as interface hepatitis. Okay, clear now? Interface means very close to the portal tract. Hepatocytes which are very close to the portal tract.
Infected hepatocyte which is close to the portal tract.
If there is inflammation of these cells, hepatitis means inflammation. If there is inflammation of the cells very close to the portal tract, that is interface hepatitis. We have two things which are dealing you in the lab. Fatty change. Focal fatty change is characteristic of hepatitis C virus infection. Hepatitis C virus infection. Hello? Well, extension by Bajing of 539. So here, the characteristics of hepatitis C virus infection is fatty change. Fatty change. And in the case of hepatitis B, it is ground glass cells. It is ground glass appearance. I will show you the lab pictures over here. Now coming to the cholestasis part. It is shift W. It is shift W. If you do shift W, it goes to white. Shift B for black. Okay. So here, liver, you have gallbladder. Okay. You have virus and pancreas entering here. Okay. Entering here. So if the causes of cholestasis, if you can start from here or from here. Suppose here, excellent. Cancer of ampulla fat, carcinoma of ampulla fat, adenocarcinoma, even the pancreatic adenocarcinoma, head of pancreas, carcinoma of head of pancreas, can cause cholestatic jaundice, or other words, obstructive jaundice. So there is obstruction. So the obstruction can be here or can be here by gallstone. Okay. So you can take this till inside. It can be intrahepatic. These are extrahepatic cholestasis. Other can be intrahepatic cholestasis. So the cholestasis, if the secretion is getting stopped, if this is a hepatocyte, if the secretion is getting stopped, then it will regurgitate back into the blood, resulting in conjugated hyperbilirubinemia.
Through the hepatic vein?
Yeah, through the hepatic vein, yes.
Yeah.
Through the hepatic vein. Yes. Clear? So this I finished. So tacticular reaction. What is tacticular reaction when it is seen? Because the structure is seen in very late stages of chronic injury. Yeah, seen in very late stages of chronic injury. Okay. Now morphological features. So which of the following is a defining feature of chronic hepatitis? If you go back, dense mononuclear infiltrate. Dense mononuclear infiltrate. While in acute, there is little portal infiltrate. In chronic, it is a dense mononuclear infiltrate in the portal tract. Clear? This is what we are talking about. This we are talking about. This defines the chronic hepatitis.
Only showing the chronic.
Yes, it is a defining feature of chronic hepatitis. Ductular reactions in chronic hepatitis are minimal in early stages of scarring, but becomes extensive in late-stage disease. So in late stage of chronic hepatitis, we find ductular reaction. Ductular reaction. Extensive fibrosis in the scan, yes. There is breathing fibrosis, there is portal fibrosis. Okay, now this is the diagrammatic representation which you find in valves. So this is hepatic vein and this is the portal tract, portal vein. So this area is diagrammed. This is called as parenchymal extinction. You know, extinction. What is the meaning of extinction?
Like that.
Extinction means
Go through.
extinction means when you are not doing your, like for example, what is mentioned here, when you are not doing your farm, what happens? Another farm will replace you.
Okay. Yes.
Other people will take over. There is a rule of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are not doing your work, another one will do. It will take by other people. Yes. So this extinction means removal. Removal from the face of the earth. Removal from the face of the earth. Okay? You don't find them on land, no more. Okay? So that is the extinction. Okay? Then early parenchymal extinction, you find these all cells are necrosed. Then what happens? They are coming together. We know portal, parenchymal extinction vein, we know portal. Vein, central vein and there is a portal. They are getting approximated means they are becoming near. Okay? Then the third stage is formation of the septum. We have bridging necrosis and fibrosis. This is what is called as bridge. Jessup. This is the jessup. Necrosis and fibrosis. Then elongation of the septum. Again it elongates. So you have here both MMPs and TIMPs working. And then ultimately it dissolves under the influence of matrix metabolism.
Those are stems of any stems can happen alone.
Any stem can happen anytime. This is the general guideline. How does means suppose if a person is taking alcohol, if he stops, will his injury to the liver will be removed? Will his liver return back to normal? Yes. It can come back to normal. Near normal, you say. If you don't say normal. Okay? So this is what I talked about, the previous figure. And now summary of the hepatitis virus. Vowels. You know what is vowels? Vowels. Vowels. Which makes the sound. Suppose you write STP, STP. You cannot pronounce it. You need a word here like O, which makes a sound. This is the vowel which makes a sound. Consonant is one in the I don't know what is called in Arabic. Yeah, five. Harakat. Yes. Harakat. Okay. So others for consonant, C for chronic. So A and E. These are the vowels, they never cause you chronic hepatitis. Okay. Second, B for all B's. Blood, birthing, bunking. Means, you know, hepatitis C virus. So, this is the important point here. It is more often chronic almost never detected acute. 85% or more of patients develop chronic hepatitis. The chronicity you see, and hepatitis B is just 10%. But in hepatitis C virus it is 85%. D, what is the defective virus? They should have somebody. It cannot stand on its own. It requires the help of others for its sustainability. Okay. E, for endemic, equatorial region. The specific point is more mortality in pregnant women. Okay. Inflammatory infiltrate is the mainly T cells. We are talking about the pattern of injury that is different, not the nature, in both and acute. What is the pattern of injury we are seeing? In acute and chronic, I have already shown you. Okay. The patient with long-standing HBV or CV infection will develop hepatocellular carcinoma. Clear? Now, so here, 70% with HBV infection, they do not develop jaundice. They are, you say, anicteric. An means without an icterus. Anicteric. And 30% will have fever, jaundice, arthralgia. Okay. 85% with HCV, they are unrecognized. And if you do the laboratory test, routine, you may find them serum transaminases, AST and ALT, sometimes normal, sometimes raised. Sometimes normal and sometimes raised. This is what I have written. Okay. HBV chronicity is 10%, and whereas in HCV it is 80 to 90%. Okay. The subclinical, how much percentage, and chronicity, how much percentage, and the episodic elevation of aminotransferases in the case of HCV infection. Now, strategies that use HCV to evade host antiviral immunity. So, first of all, what? It should turn itself. It should change itself, the proteins on the outside, so that it is not detected. How a pathogen is detected? By a phagocyte. That happens later. How does it recognize? How does it recognize?
Opsonization.
Routine.
Interaction with the
Foreign body.
One minute, 1 minute. Now the hepatocyte is injured.
Yes, sir.
Injured.
Release material.
And now there is a phagocyte. How this phagocyte recognizes that there is injury here and there is chemotaxis? Lysosome is inside the cell.
After injury.
After injury, what happens?
Receptors in the cell membrane.
What's exactly what?
Scavenger,
Toll-like receptors. By the toll-like receptors. By the toll-like receptors. Okay. You have the toll-like receptors here. Toll-like receptors. Toll-like receptors. And you have interferon, gamma interferon signal.
Yes.
Okay. And also you have, when all this, there is damage, what do you call them? That is called as dams. What are dams? And how does this recognize these PAMDs? What are these? Dams and PAMs. We have read in Heme and Immune block. Recollection of prior knowledge. Dams and PAMs. Dams and PAMs. PAMs on the phagocytes, and where there is damage to the tissue, that is dams. D for damage. Damage. The good study associated molecular pattern. So damage associated molecular patterns. Now here you can use the same thing. So it is a pathogen associated. Pathogen associated. By the pathogen associated molecular patterns, it knows that okay, this yeast is there, candida is there, bacteria is there, then it will undergo hepatitis. Patterns, P-A-T-T-E-R-N, pattern.
No. I mean the or
Pathogen.
the whole P-A-M-B.
P-A-M-P. 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 Yes. So this is how, by the rapid generation of genetic variant, my body starts recognizing that this is hepatitis C virus. That doesn't change myself. Suppose if a government is looking after an individual and they come to know of it, they will try to change its places, right? Similarly, the genetic variants. So these are a lot of parasites, even cystosomes, leishmania, number of parasites, they do the same thing. Hepatitis C virus, HIV, number of, they evade the immunity by making a lot of genetic variants. Okay? Then second is inhibiting the toll-like receptors as he told. Toll-like receptor and inhibiting interferon signaling. Okay? So these are the three ways by which the HCV virus becomes chronic and evades our immunity, our body immunity. The last is the role of the liver biopsy. Why you should do liver biopsy? The assessment of clinical assessment of chronic hepatitis, clinical assessment requires liver biopsy. Why the clinician should ask for liver biopsy? In addition to clinical and serological data, is to confirm the diagnosis. To assess histological features, how much it has to know the prognosis. We do staging and grading for what? Staging and grading of a tumor for what? Prognosis. Similarly, we are doing here. So assessing histological features is increased risk of malignancy. If there is small and large cell change, it is associated with increased risk of malignancy to hepatocellular carcinoma. Okay? Then grading the extent of hepatocyte injury and inflammation. Staging the progression of staging the progression for scarring. Okay? Grading for injury and inflammation. Such grading and staging are useful for assessing prognosis and therapeutic options. So that's why a clinician needs a liver biopsy. Yes. So can anybody summarize? 3 points. From the beginning. 2 to 3 points. Start. No, from the beginning. Lecture. Cause of surgery. No, cause of death,
viruses, bacteria, toxins.
Good. Next,
Injury.
That's surgery.
yeah, cell injury. So what forms? What forms of cell injury? I'll come to all
After start.
cell injury. What can happen? See, just when I'm doing like this, you are okay. If you are doing completely, it is different. One is reversible and irreversible. What is the reversible change? Reversible. This is most. Huh? Yes. Yes. This is reversible. No? Back. So it is difficult but reversible. Huh? And cholesterol. Next. Irreversible. 2 modes of cell death. What are the 2 ways that a cell will die? What happens to the cell size in the case of necrosis? Very good. What do you say? What is the term that you use? Ballooning. I will say, which of the following cells, when swelled, becomes, the term becomes the ballooning degeneration. I can give you hepatocyte, I can give you enterocyte, I can give you fibroblast, any cell. So you have to write hepatitis. Your question. What will happen when the cell is injured? Now what happens? Which cells will come? Which cells will get attracted? What else? Valengal for eating. I show you the figures. Macrophages. These cells, they are responsible for killing the cells, killing the infected cells. Okay? These cells are responsible for cell damage. They are not going to kill the virus. Yes, come on. About read the rest. First one. What we find extensive? What is the pathology, histopathology finding? Eight stages of extensive. They are very much extensive. 8 stages of chronic hepatitis. Right? What does it mean? Each of the following is seen in extensive 8 stages of chronic hepatitis. That's one of the following morphological reaction. Yeah. About hepatitis C, hepatitis B and C, what is the difference? Regarding presentation and regarding chronicity.
B has no symptoms.
What are the viruses, hepatitis viruses that don't have carrier state? Right. Okay. Which is having more chronicity? Which hepatitis virus? C for chronic, remember, C is C. More chronic is C, 85%. Yeah, next. Which of the following viruses have got a high mortality in pregnant women? Yes, pregnant woman, if she gets infected? Huh? Excellent, very good. Yes. Next. Your question is, what is the principal cell type involved in repair in scar formation? Principal cell type involved in scar formation. The main cell type, which is responsible for laying down scar, In addition, it's normally supposed to what is the name? Say moving out. These stellate cells are converted into which cells? After activation, the stellate cells are converted into which cell type? What is the cell type responsible for repair here? In the shape? If there is scar formation, what is the cell responsible for scar? Scar in the skin. Which cell? Fibroblast. You are ready dealing by primary and secondary prevention. Right? So the stellate cells, how they are activated? Hemoglobin, growth factor, and in response to damage to extracellular matrix to the cells. From the cells, the macrophage is the lymphocyte that is releasing number of substances. If next, here's mobile right here. If the reticulin framework, the supporting framework, I've given the example of the steel in the building. If this is preserved, how does the regeneration happen? Suppose if you remove all the breaks, only the steel is intact. Can you make it again? The normal one? Can you make the same sealing again? Only steel is left and you have removed everything. Suppose if you have removed the steel, if you have damaged the steel, which is to be more perfect? With the steel removed or without the steel removed? Without the steel removed. So here the steel is nothing like the framework. It is the reticulin framework. It is same as steel. Okay? In a building. So if this reticulin framework is not destroyed, then hepatocyte regeneration is ordinary. If it is damaged, then mass is to become mass. Not mass, result again. What are the strategies HCV applies to evade host antiviral immunity? Strategies used by HCV, hepatitis C virus, to escape from our body defense system. That is it. How does the hepatitis C virus escape from our defense mechanism? We are going to kill him otherwise. How does it go unrecognized? How does it mask itself? How does it change itself? I have given you the example. Suppose some country labels a person as terrorist. What he will do? He will change his place. He will not use his mobile. He will communicate with mail. And he will have his trusted defendants surrounding everywhere. So how does this SCV will escape from this type of government? Yes.
First, change the
genetic. It changes it. Genetic variants. Comes into many genetic variants. Yes.
That's all the symptoms.
Like receptors and interferon signal. By these three ways, evade our host defense mechanisms. Okay. That is the role of liver biopsy. I think that finished. So you would like to have a rest, 10-15 minutes, then I will come back.